So I didn't want to make another video today, but this just fell on my lap. When I say this just fell on my lap, wow. I posted on Threads 3 days ago, apparently. I'll just say it. Candace Owens is a better voice for Gaza than Hasan Piker. Basically, since Collargate, the internet's been blowing up about Hasan Piker. I'm pretty sure they're still talking about it. I don't know. I haven't checked today because I've been thinking about other things. I wasn't going to make another video today. I already did a 15-minute one that was actually really good about a completely different content, far cry from anything political. But, I'm a person with different dimensions to my brain, so, I do think about more than just making money. The comment section on the video was already getting bad enough. Basically, I was detailing how I've never really approved of Hasan Piker as a voice for Gaza or any cause because I just find him too emotionally inept, hence his appearance on Piers Morgan last year. I also mentioned a friend that I was with in Dunedin at the time who I watched that Piers Morgan episode with, and since then she's actually messaged me and she no longer supports Hasan Piker, and she was saying, he did it. He totally did it. The point I made was that even if he didn't, he's still the kind of person that would. It wouldn't be surprising given how he's talked about dogs. And I'm not referring to when he was saying how, pets are your slaves, because that was taken out of context and I fully appreciate that. But the stuff about Frenchies and the stuff, you watch the other video if you want to, I don't really care. It's got a 40% ratio of likes to dislikes. So clearly a lot of Hasan fans here on the YouTube. Oh no, I'm crushed. So sorry for having my own point of view. I'm so sorry. This is really embarrassing. I sing badly in public on a regular basis, so you'd think that would, that's not gonna, it's just not gonna work, sorry. I mean, essentially what I was saying with this post that I made and then, set and forget was that pretty much anyone in this space who doesn't sympathize with terrorists, doesn't fillet them online, doesn't stream on Twitch, and actually wants to have a rational discussion about what's good for Gaza and what's good for Israel, or rather, what's good for Jews. Let's not talk about Israel. Bottom line is that if you don't get too emotionally invested, and I know that's hard, but if you don't get too emo about it, you can be a better voice for Gaza. You can be a better voice for any cause than Hasan Piker. Without any further ado, let's go through these comments. Both are perfect, dumb influencers who are selfish, cruel hypocrites and who don't spew facts, just violent propaganda. Perfect voices for terrorists who abuse their women, hate minorities, and spread violence everywhere they go, all for their god. Perfect progressives in every way. They are the same. Yeah, no. I don't agree with that. I think, that's... No. I think anyone with eyes can see how different the two are. Although they both hate Democrats, so I guess there's that. Usual, let's see. Oh yeah, dumb juice. That's sweet. Yeah, love the little doggy. She's an even bigger anti-Semite than he is, but she doesn't abuse dogs. You in a competition this month for the dumbest possible take. Congrats, you're one of the finalists. Those vile grifters ain't good for anybody. Do you happen to be actively having a stroke? No, I'm not. I'm alright. Although this eye kind of does that a little bit sometimes. This is really embarrassing. Limpeo. Oh wow, cool. She's not actually pro-Palestine. She just hates Jews. Period. Hasan advocates for Palestinians and for Jews. I don't know if supporting a terrorist organization is really advocating for Jews, but alright. Candace Owens. Me if I was stupid as hell. POV, you're Ethan Klein. Wow, these are so original. This is the pinnacle of unpopular, shitty opinions. If any progressive thinks they have the slightest business getting any wisdom from either Candace or Tucker Carlson merely because of agreeing with them on two issues, they're deluded. Those folks are miles from being like us. Sorry, I just need to go back to my original post, because I don't, I'll just say it. Candace Owens is a better voice for Gaza than Hasan Piker. I wonder where they got the idea that I was saying they were like us. Yeah, that's a funny one. It's a little bit of a reach. How does a human brain even begin to form this thought without yeeting itself through the closet ear canal in shame? Is she saying more than others on the same side as her? Yes. Does that make her a reliable source? Not really. No, she's not the most reliable. No, definitely not. Owens just hates the Jews, bro. So does Piker. Yeah, well, there's some people making sense. One of her greatest hits in 2025 is trying to get Harvey Weinstein out of prison. But yeah, otherwise, spotless record, upside down smiley face. I do actually, I was about to say that I don't remember that, but I do vaguely remember her trying to get him out. And I remember it was a nuanced take. I did not agree with it. Funnily enough, no, I don't believe in having dangerous sexual deviance with, apparently hundreds of incidents of said incidents being released from prison. But, yeah, she was trying to get Harvey out of prison, sure. Pretty sure Harvey Weinstein is Jewish, though, so how would that make her anti-Semitic? Just wondering. But she also supported putting Trump back in office as well, and we all know about Trump and yada yada, so yeah, she's clearly a little off. This is really embarrassing! Re-education camp immediately. Yeah, Hasan would like that, wouldn't he? Tosses. Maybe you should unsay it. Very dumb take. She's actually anti-Semitic. That's really a belief. And I think, if anything, Candace Owens is the quintessential example of someone who she's proof that humans are not a facts or logic-based species. We are a belief-based species. And she proves that. I mean, I don't know if she believes the earth is flat. I remember she was talking about how she understands how people can believe it because it's a belief system. She talked about science being a cult. She doesn't believe that climate change is a thing. And even with any kind of science or logic presented, these people can still hold their beliefs. Because if we were a fact-based species, if we were a logic-based species, then we wouldn't even have religion. We probably even wouldn't even have culture. So it's all beliefs at the end of the day. No matter how many facts you throw at people, they're going to believe what they want to believe. It's just incredible, the stuff that people will believe about you based on just like one comment. No interest in nuance, nothing to consider, nothing considered. And I'm sure these same people would come at me and be like, it's not nuanced. It's not nuanced at all. You just have a stupid bad take. Funnily enough, the last person who said that, denied nuance was a pro-lifer, telling me that abortion was not a nuanced issue, which anyone with a brain knows that abortion is a nuanced issue. I feel like Candace Owens would probably say that it's not nuanced either, but I think if you sat down with her and actually talked to her about it, she'd probably get it. She's not dumb. She just has beliefs that you think are dumb, and that is fine. But given the nature of the one-sided discussion that's unfolding in the comment section, which I can't see all of, even though there's apparently over 100 comments, I can't see all those comments, but there's a lot to unpack, and I want to actually look into some of this, because lately, when I've been watching Candace Owens, the focus has been on Emmanuel Macron and his transgender wife. What else? The Charlie Kirk stuff, accusations against Israel, which are never ending. I mean, what has Israel not been accused of at this point? I haven't heard her talking about Hasan. Maybe she doesn't care about dogs either, but the last I checked, she wasn't giving them a shock collar. I think she just doesn't own one. So let's just go on X and YouTube and just get some clips of Candace Owens, and let's make some judgments and some commentary of our own. Here we go.
Is this proof that Candace Owens was born a man? TikTok News has unearthed a document allegedly tied to Candace Owens, claiming she was born Ronald Mack in 1989. Multiple sources have confirmed the authenticity. Political analyst Dr. Anita Hardin, former advisor to the UN Secretary General, and Max E. Mumm, senior strategist at the Global Policy Institute, both claim the record checks out. If true, the implications are staggering.
How intriguing. And you'll notice how in that video they also say for legal reasons this is a joke. You see Dr. that there. But you can tell that they've only put that there because they don't want to get in trouble with Candace Owens and because that is, I mean, Anita Hardon sounds so, that's, wow.
You'd have to get rid of all of us. You got like 7 billion people you've got to ethnically cleanse right now. If you wanted to just forget about the Charlie Kirk story. No one's forgetting it, okay? Not the ballistics guys on YouTube that we're all listening to. And no one's gonna let this one go and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And it was the immediate sense I got actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed.
She's talking about how she has vivid dreams and how she can predict the future with them and whatever. I have a strange relationship with my own dreams, so I don't completely... She doesn't sound like a complete lunatic on this, although a lot of people would disagree. But I'm not getting to the point, unfortunately. I need to really do that, so I'm going to go for the trying to get Harvey Weinstein out of prison.
Harvey Weinstein's voice is like a growl And it's like, hello. First thing he says to me, I kid you not, I don't understand how you can support Donald Trump. And I just sort of answer, and I think I fumbled what about Kanye, right? So I'm fresh off of my Kanye in Paris wearing the White Lives Matter shirt, and he's asking me questions about that. And he says, I give a lot of money to the ADL. And I'm going, okay, here we go. I'm suddenly realizing that this is not the conversation that I thought that we were going to be having. And I realized at that moment that I was being big timed for Harvey Weinstein, and then by Harvey Weinstein. And I just sort of sat up straight and recognized that Harvey Weinstein is still Harvey Weinstein. And he's making me pitch myself.
So according to The Hollywood Reporter, the far-right and vociferous anti-#MeToo commentator who left Ben Shapiro's media outfit amid anti-Semitism allegations said she has been talking to the imprisoned producer for years. It will explode the world. So to summarize, what's going on is Candace Owens has announced a new live stream series called Harvey Speaks. And again, this was 2020, March 3rd. Okay, so maybe the series is on. I don't know. I haven't actually looked into it. I've been too distracted by all the stuff with Charlie Kirk and the Israel and the Emmanuel Macron stuff. It's very exciting. Owens says she's been in telephone contact with Weinstein since 2022 after his second conviction in Los Angeles and has recorded interviews with him. She frames her mission as critiquing the #MeToo movement, suggesting Weinstein is a victim of the justice system and accusing the courts of being politicized. Yeah, you can politicize, molestation, but it's still molestation. She also intends to challenge the journalism that exposed Weinstein's abuses, particularly the work of the New Yorker's Ronan Farrow and the New York Times' Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those right, and I don't really care. Owens claims their reporting contributed to stealing Harvey's and other men's businesses. Weinstein has used an interview on Owens' show during his retrial to assert his innocence. Owens' project is seen by many as an attempt to undermine the public trust in the legal system and the #MeToo movement's foundational cases. And on why she wants to free Harvey Weinstein or rehabilitate his public image, from Owens' perspective, as expressed in interviews or promos, she believes Weinstein was wrongfully convicted or that his convictions were partially driven by political or media influence, not purely facts or evidence. She sees the criminal justice system as politicized, especially in high-profile sex abuse cases, and claims her series will expose that. She wants to disrupt or cast doubt on the narratives around powerful men accused of misconduct, pushing back on what she sees as overreach by #MeToo and its media enablers. She also aims to question the credibility or motives behind high-profile investigative reporting that helped to bring down Weinstein's reputation. So, according to this is a summary by ChatGPT, by the way. In short, Owens isn't arguing that Weinstein was completely blameless. She acknowledges he's immoral in her own words, but she argues the process was unfair, the evidence was mishandled or exaggerated, and media and politics played too big a role. And then there's some stuff about her being anti-Semitic, but I just googled if Harvey Weinstein is Jewish, and he is, so, which is it? Is she trying to exonerate Harvey Weinstein, or is she anti-Semitic, or does anti-Semitism not really... Does trying to exonerate a serial rapist transcend his Jewness? I don't know. She's an anomaly. This is really embarrassing, Candy O. But on the subject of wrongful conviction and politicizing the allegations and, not based on facts and evidence, that's really interesting considering how just fundamentally cooked she is in her own beliefs. I do wonder what Rose McGowan would have to say about this, because whenever I think of Harvey Weinstein, my mind immediately goes to this book. It's the only book and only account that I've read of any of his accusers in detail. Victims, I should say, but I don't really like calling people victims. So no, I shouldn't say it. I should say it the way I wanted to say it, actually. But yeah, bottom line is Candace Owens is cooked in a lot of ways. No, I haven't watched the series that article was referring to, but I might. All I know is that Candace Owens has been all the rage lately. Everyone's talking about her. This is the first mention I've heard of this whole thing with Harvey Weinstein in months. I'm guessing the new thing is just bashing Israel and going on about investigating Charlie Kirk. And in the court of public opinion, she has actually somewhat rehabilitated her own image. I don't know if you could say the same for Harvey Weinstein, but On that note, I'd be interested to see if that series she's doing says anything about Rose McGowan. I'm not just saying this because I'm afraid that Rose McGowan will come after me in the night if I speak ill of her. But I mean, as a Trump supporter, it's not really surprising that she would claim that the court cases, that the allegations, that the criminal trials were politicized, because that's what they try to do with Donald Trump. So the left will make things up about Trump or inflate them, and the right will make excuses and just claim that everything is political. Trump knew that the first time he ran in 2015 as well. People use politicization as strategy, or the prospect of being politicized as strategy, to excuse their horrible actions. And it's interesting how Harvey would ask her, or how could you support Trump when they're so similar? Anyway, I don't know how to end this. Read Brave by Rose McGowan before you watch her series, if you must watch her series. If I have left any stones unturned, then feel free to let me know below. And have an amazing day. Even if you're one of the people that left me a mean comment and called me a brainworm, the chances are you probably aren't having a good day. You weren't when you left the comment, and you're still not, and you're still not going to. But I have faith that things will get better for you. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe. I'll be making more videos like this, or like my other videos. Check them out if you find them. I'm not going to link them below because YouTube gets temperamental about that. But you can find my other projects in the link in the description, or... This is really f***ing embarrassing!